G'day team, Scott here, and welcome to my very first YouTube video. It's a complete first for me. I normally document a little bit of stuff on Instagram and Facebook, but decided to start getting up and into the game of YouTube. So we'll see what happens. But first off, I thought I'd give you a bit of an insight into a training session I'm about to do. So I'm currently training for triathlon, so half Ironman and Ironman type distance. And I'm about to go out for a long run. So over here in New Zealand, we're sort of middle of winter. I'm in the Wairarapa, so it's the sort of bottom of the North Island, and we just had a heck of a weather system come through. You can't really tell from what's looking outside. It's beautiful blue skies at the moment, but I'll get some footage while I'm out on my run. And there's snow all over the mountains, and yesterday was absolutely horrendous. So today's session is a long run. We'll be doing about 23 Ks, and the first sort of 10, 11 Ks will be fairly easy, sort of warming up, and then we'll sort of do a bit of a progression down basically. So that first 10 Ks will be for me around probably that 5:10, 5:20 mark, heart rate sort of at that 130 or just below. And then I will drop it down to probably somewhere between 4:30 and 4:45, purely depending on how the body feels. That drops that sort of up to my heart rate to about 140, and that'll be for about 6.5 Ks. And then the final 6.5 Ks, I'll drop it down a little bit more too, and let the heart rate drift sort of more towards that 150. So that can be anywhere from say 4:10, 4:15 on a good day through to the 4:30, 4:35 on a bad day. So we'll just play that one by ear. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys while I'm out there and give you a bit of an insight into the countryside and the views that I'm running with. But for now, I'll work on getting these bad boys. I got the Hoka shoes. I think they're just absolutely awesome for long runs. Really enjoy them. Normally I'm an Asics man. I've got pretty well all my shoes up there are all Asics, apart from testing out some New Balance ones. But yeah, I'll hook into it and get going. Looking forward to getting out into the fresh air, into the sunshine. So we'll see you out there. Rightio. So sorry about the bobbling of the camera. This might be one of those times where I need to get a GoPro or some sort of selfie stick just to try and take some of that out. But we're nearly 9 Ks into the run, averaging about 5:10 a K. And heart rate is sitting in and around that 127 to 128 beats a minute mark, and it is just stunning. So those hills up there this morning had a bit of snow on them. The ones over the back, you might be able to see way in the background up over there somewhere, the mountain range up the back's got a fair bit of snow. So we're going to the 10K mark, feeling pretty good, and then we'll start to pick it up. So purpose for me in my long runs is just normally time on the legs, but just quietly starting to build in a little bit of sort of, I guess, gradual pace increases into some of these as I start to work towards that sort of final 3-month build of I guess coming into a race. So I have got a half Ironman race in December, and I'm sort of going through a training to train type phase at the moment. And excuse the car that's about to go past. So yeah, so these long runs normally every Tuesday, and normally try and get out rain, hail or sunshine, and I'm lucky today that it's a beautiful sunny day. So I'll keep pushing on, seeing as my arm's getting sore holding the phone, and I'll touch base with you guys at the end of the run and give you a bit of a debrief, and for any of you stats nerds, give you some stats, I guess. Rightio, back from that. It's what was it, an hour and 49 minutes 33 seconds for about 23.3 K. So 4:42 was the average. Yeah, good run. I made a poor choice wearing this. I should have, I've got another long sleeve top that is quite a lot thinner, so I should have wore that. So even though it's the middle of winter and we've just had quite a cold southerly blast come through, that sun actually was quite good. And when you're starting to work a little bit sort of harder, I guess you heat up. So note for next time. But otherwise, good run. Now I'll stretch up, start my recovery, and I'll dive into a little bit of data for you guys around heart rate and pace. But yeah, it was good. Enjoyed that. So yeah, next up, data. So here's the data from my long run. So as I've already mentioned, about an hour and 50 minutes, 23 Ks, and 124 training stress score for me. So for those of you that don't know what you're looking at, this is Training Peaks. I use Training Peaks to record all my training data. I just find it's easy, links in with my Garmin devices, makes sense. It's sort of intuitive to me, and yeah, a great way for me to track essentially my fatigue and my form, and be able to plan training programs and stuff like that. So that's a little bit about why I use it. And this is specifically the long run that I've just done. So you can see the whole overall, apart from the times and distances, average heart rate was 136 and a max of 155. So I've had my own lactate threshold testing done, and my LT1, so lactate threshold 1, essentially that aerobic threshold, is about 165 beats a minute, where I start to nudge just over that. And my lactate threshold 2, so my LT2, is about 175 beats a minute. So quite a short band between the two, but obviously quite a high heart rate that I can get up to and still be reasonably aerobic. So at 155 max beats, I'm still in an aerobic zone. So that first 10 Ks was just really warm up, really easy, chipping along. So nearly 52 minutes, averaging 5:11 per kilometre, average heart rate of 126, and the odd little hill was up to 135. If there's a little bit of a blip there or a stop, that's the normal toilet stop that ends up bloody happening for me on these long runs. Drink too much water before I head out, and probably not enough during, as it normally turns out. So then I progressed up to do a 6.5k effort. I'll call it an effort, but it's more just a slight change of pace. So average beats per minute at 140, max at 146 for a few little hills, and that felt super comfortable and easy. Just a slight increase in cadence, and about 29 minutes there. Once that's ticked through, I went another 6.5 Ks, increased again. That was down at 4:11 pace. The previous one was 4:28. Sorry, average heart rate of 150. So bang on those heart rates that I mentioned right at the start. And then the max going up a few little hills at 155. So that's sort of this one here. The 410 is probably just a touch faster than I probably should have gone, but that doesn't make too much of a difference, considering I was still very much aerobic, and that was still fairly comfortable. And then the last 300 meters was just to get home back at my 5:10 pace. So there's a bit of a snapshot into the long run, into the data. This is something I do once a week, and I have progressed it. So 3 weeks ago, it was about 21 Ks, and only doing a 5 and a 5. So like a 10K warm up, 5 Ks, pick up, 5 Ks, pick up again. Then I progressed it through 10K warm up, 6 and 6, and now 6.5, 6.5. So I'll end up basically next week, we'll go into a rest week. When I get back into it, I'll essentially start from scratch, and the paces might just adjust a little bit from there. So that's that's my long run. If you've got any questions about it, feel free to fire them in the comments below, and I can answer them if you want, or touch base with me on Facebook or Instagram with any of your questions too. More than happy to be open and honest around what I do and this sort of data. So happy days, and yeah, if you've enjoyed this video and you enjoy seeing this sort of content, I am keen to continue to upload and show you a little bit of an insight into my life, and this is just one aspect of it. So if you do like things, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and I'll keep producing a few of these for you, and we can go from there. So thanks, team. Have a wonderful rest of the day wherever you are in the world, and we'll catch up with you next time.